Okay. Hi, everybody. My top 5 posts aren't really specific to my niche, so I don't have an email opt-in for them. What is it that I should use? I wrote that wrong. So what is it that I should use? What kind of an email opt-in should I use if I have a blog post that is not necessarily what I blog about? That's one of my top posts. So with our blogs, we find that most of our traffic, like 80% of our traffic, will come from 20% of our content. So we have, I have more than 300 posts on my blog. Is it more than 500? I don't know. I don't even know how many posts there are, but it's the same like top 25 over and over and over again that bring in like 99% of my traffic. And so, which is a lot of fun because it means that those posts do really well, but sometimes they're not exactly about my niche. So I have some posts that are like about meal planning. For my personal finance blog, I have like meal planning posts. Those kinds of posts, I don't talk about cooking. I am not a good cook. I never pretend to be a good cook. And so one of the big things is I'm not going to have an opt-in for those posts that's just like a meal plan, because I don't want people who sign up for my list who are there just for meal planning stuff, who are looking for recipes, who are just looking for like actual recipe stuff, recipe content, meal planning, that kind of stuff. I want people who are there for the frugal side, for the I want to do meal planning to save money. I got out of focus. There we go. I want to do meal planning to save money. And so on those blog posts, instead of coming up with a brand new freebie that's just about recipes, where I don't want to talk about that content. I don't have any content about that content. I have a few blog posts about it, but it's not the primary thing that my site talks about. So instead of going through and saying like, I'm going to make a new freebie just for this blog post, I'm going to take my site-wide freebie, which is the freebie that I'm going to use for my entire site. So it's kind of like a more general email opt-in instead of like a very specific one. So it's not necessarily about budgeting per se. It's not really about like a debt payoff calendar. It is a money-saving calendar. It is a nice and easy thing that kind of works for all of the blog posts on my site. Now, does it have the highest opt-in percentage of my site? No. If we're talking about like a general opt-in that you're using for a blog post it fits in your niche, but it's not something that you want to talk about continually, you're going to see that you're going to get a lot more traffic to those posts, but fewer people percentage-wise are going to sign up. So you might have like a regular opt-in, get a 0.5%. Like if you have some just like a regular like embedded opt-in on a blog post, it might have a 0.5% opt-in rate or a 3% opt-in rate or a 10% opt-in rate versus the blog post that you put in, or the opt-in that you put into a blog post that's more general, you're going to see it have a lower opt-in percentage, a lower conversion percentage. And that's okay. That's okay, because we're never going to scoff at traffic. We're never going to get rid of a blog post that is driving a lot of our traffic to our site, because like that's, what is it, cutting off your nose to spite your face? Like just because it doesn't exactly fit into the columns or the boxes or the exact category that you want to talk about, it's still driving traffic. It's still bringing in people. And if we're talking about like, again, meal planning for people who want to save money, one of the first things that gets told to them is meal planning all the time. That and like cutting out Starbucks, but that's a whole different ballgame. So I know that people are going to be coming to my site looking for that. And even if they weren't necessarily looking for things to save money, I know that there's going to be people who want to learn how to save money, who want to know more about that. And so having that opt-in there is going to catch the people who are there for the saving money. So I'm not trying to fit a square peg into a round hole by making a freebie for just that one post on a topic that I don't really have any real solid expertise about, or it's not a topic that I want to talk about consistently. Because the problem is, if you did make an opt-in for meal planning, let's just say, you're going to have to then have a segment of your audience where you talk about meal planning, or you talk about how to save on your grocery budget, which is fine, but people might not be there for saving money advice. They might only be there because they like meal planning. So you don't want to make more work for yourself. You don't want people to wind up on your list and are like, I don't understand why I'm here. We're not trying to fit the square peg into the round hole. Everybody who wants to be on your site for that general idea that you want to talk about for your blog is going to sign up for that opt-in. If they're only there for the meal planning stuff, there's no opt-in for them to sign up for. That's okay. And that's okay. The people who are there with the idea of I'm looking to meal plan to save money are going to sign up for that opt-in because they need more help with saving money. And they might not have thought of asking for it in that way. So I would not, under any circumstances, if you have a blog post that is bringing in traffic, but it's not specific to your niche, that was what I was trying to go for. Do not make an email opt-in specifically for that. If it's too far different than what you're talking about, put your general site-wide freebie, your highest converting opt-in box into that blog post, and you will get the people who want to hear about your topic. Not just the people who want to hear about the post itself, but about your general topic. So have that in there, and I'm sure that that's going to be much more beneficial for you in trying to grow your list than A, if you didn't have an opt-in in there, or B, if you tried to make an opt-in for people who you don't actually want on your list. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that one. Okay, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.